Peanuts. I just realized this shirt, by the way, has a chroma key effect, which is wasn't my intention. Wasn't my intention. I wanted this shirt to be as apparent as. Oh, there you go. There you go. Now you can see what it is. Hey there, welcome. Welcome to the live stream. It's Wednesday. It's 11 o'clock Eastern Time Pacific, which means that you're going to get a live stream. It doesn't matter if the man, or in this case, the woman, Susan Wojcicki, CEO of YouTube, is holding me down. It doesn't matter if I'm holding myself down because of my content and the nature of, certain things that might offend others from partaking and watching his videos. It's all right because it's Wednesday and you're going to get a live stream from your boy. All right. It doesn't matter if I'm dying. Doesn't matter if I have some sort of physical ailment. You could get a live stream at 11 o'clock until I get tired. Until I get tired of these or bored, of which case I'll just stop doing them from now henceforth. Oh boy. But welcome. We have an action-packed episode. And by action-packed, usual one. A normal episode where we go back and forth. We have some things that we go banter, right? Maybe between you and I. If you want to join the show, you could join it on Discord. I have it open there. You just join one of the chats, and I'll pull you in if you happen to, want to have a question regarding one of the topics that we cover, of which today there are several. There are several topics that we're going to cover. Let's see some comments here. Don't look at the tooth of a given horse. Hello, pig and peeps. Pig cunts assemble. That's true. It's a better form of the Avengers. Hot live stream. Bing bong. Yes. Bing bong.
Bing
for life.
bong.
I need to change that one. I feel like it's getting old. Bing bong is, I think, going to go past its prime in a little bit. What's this tiki tiki music? Sounds good. Sounds a bit like your 50K song. Yeah, it's a piano rendition of that song by, I believe, I think the song is called The Outfield. Or is the band called The Outfield? I forgot. It might be. Because wait, no. The Outfield made Your Love. So the song is called The Outfield by Manel. By Manel, who graciously donated it. And he played it in piano form, which makes it a little bit melodic. Makes it nice. Makes it soothing. A nice little intro song before you decide to join in on this. I was going to say abo. I'll call it an abo. So I don't call it by its full term, but of this abo of a live stream. But the reason I called it I'm an Apple whore is because I've converted. I've converted. I used to be a diehard Android individual, and now I'm part of Team Apple. I feel like a whore. I feel like a slut. I feel ashamed of myself. I've had arguments in restaurants, screaming with a friend of mine, arguing as to how Android is better than Apple. And I agree. I still agree to that point. However, I wanted to try something different. So I'm a whore now. I'm a slut. I feel dirty. When I walked into the Apple store, everything is like it's too clean. It's too organic. Everything is what you wouldn't want to see. How you wouldn't want your government to run your country, but they run the store that way. So they have their little seminars where you sit in and you learn how to use an iPhone if you're an older person. Everything is seamless. To buy this and add it to my account was there wasn't even a bump in the road to add this to my account. Whereas I can't say the same about my other phones, and I don't like that. I don't want it to be seamless. I don't want it to be perfect. When you walk in, you're greeted. Right? Somebody says, hey, how can I help you? And they immediately help you. And they show you the phones and they talk about the features. And it was just too seamless of a process. It felt a little bit too nice. I didn't like it. I don't like that. I want to walk in to a T-Mobile store and there's somebody screaming, there's conflict, there's somebody throwing down. That's what I want. That's where I kind of want to thrive. Not a perfectly seamless interaction where there's no bumps in the road. There wasn't even anything that happened. There wasn't an incident. Usually when it comes to transferring things, there's a problem. Oh no, the SIM card isn't going to work on. No, everything just worked. It worked perfectly fine. I don't like that. I don't know if I like that. So I've converted to a full-time Apple whore. Even got the AirPods. Look at this. What is this? I didn't even have to connect this to Bluetooth. I just did this near my phone, and it said, hi, PigCake's AirPods are waiting to connect. Here's a problem with where we're going, right? Especially with technology. It's too good. Like, it's too seamless. I don't like that. There needs to be bumps. We need to learn from mistakes. We need to learn from failure. And when it's this seamless, when I just hold the AirPods over the phone and it connects without me having to press a button, no, no, no. You have to make people go to Bluetooth. You have to make people work for it, because then they're going to expect things like this for everything else. They're going to expect life in general to be like this. And that's not the case. So I don't want that. I don't want that. I want to have a problem. I want to have to Google how to connect AirPods to iPhone. I don't want it just to work. That's what I don't want. Maybe I have problems that I should address before anything. Phil Smith, never retire Bing Bong. I forbid it. Okay. All right. Only because you did it, or you aren't allowing me. And of course, you being daddy, I can't disagree with daddy. I don't know what it's like to have a father, by the way. I've realized this. I had lunch with a friend of mine and his father, and I didn't know what it was like. I didn't know that experience. I've never had it. So when I had lunch or breakfast with him, I'm like, what is this? You're bonding. We're having conversation. I'm learning life lessons from a man who's been through it all. Wow, this would have helped me out so much growing up. Unbelievable. Instead, I got this. This is what happens when you don't have a father. You're a magician. You turn into the cesspool of society. Ben Shapiro says, let's go surfing. Everybody's learning. How come? Hold up. Learning how? Come on a safari with me. I don't know if you're just regurgitating the lyrics to a song that I'm not familiar with, but it sounds very lyrical, Ben Shapiro, of which I remind you every time. I'm a big fan of your sister. I'm a huge fan of your sister, and it's a shame that she's a mother to somebody else's child. Stu Batman says, know how you're feeling. I'm on an iPhone 13 Pro Max, but I miss my Samsungs. But it's too late now because everyone is on Apple. Yeah, these phones are designed for women. I'm sorry to say it. There's nothing sexist about me saying that because it's factual. It's truth. It's science. These phones were made for females. And I'll tell you why. Because everything is pristine. The iMessage, right, where you could have little responses and you have little cute things, little cute emojis. I could send balloons, right? If I message you on iMessage, there's like a spotlight that shows up. I could have confetti. It's not supposed to be that way. I don't think the people that invented SMS were intending for your SMS to have fucking balloons tied to them. It's like SMS, I believe it was created for like emergency. It was created for communication, secret communication. And instead, look at what we've come to. We've used this ancient technique, or this thing that was created for a very special purpose. And we've used it now so I could send emojis with a fucking... I'm trying to remember what the other one is. There's confetti, there's balloons, there's a spotlight, there is fireworks, so I could send emojis with fireworks now. I don't think we've come to the right place in society. And I just picked up a paper as well, and I realized that when I go through this, and everything is just awful. Everything is just terrible. You go through this, and you look through things, and you realize, you know what? I think I'm good. Here, there's an article. I don't know if you could see it from that far with this 50 millimeter, but it's about soft swingers. Soft swingers. Now, I've had an incident with swingers before that I haven't shared on the channel. I've shared it with a couple of close friends. It was a weird situation that I had, a very awkward one at that. But it was a very enlightening experience. And to see them here on this article talking about soft swingers, we do everything in the same room, just short of intercourse. And I was reading through this and I realized we're depraved. We deserve all the bad things that have come our way. COVID, the plague, the flu. There was a weird flu a couple years ago that gave you diarrhea. That one in particular we deserved. There's a lot of nasty things you could do short of intercourse. As a matter of fact, if my significant other came home and said, hey, man, I'm sorry I cheated on you. I had intercourse with another individual. I'd be more inclined to forgive her than if she said, hey, I'm sorry I cheated on you. I had 4 guys give me a bukkake. And I didn't have intercourse, though. But they gave me a bukkake. Which one would you be more inclined to forgive? That's a good conversation we could have on Discord. If you want to join and actually call in the show, you're more than welcome to share your opinion on whether or not you would forgive your partner for having non-intercourse sex. What a good intro to the show. Phil Smith says, I worked at a company way back when, and our iMac died with a load of files we needed. The Apple Store would only recover the files if we brought in a new machine, or if we bought a new machine, of which the boss did because of desperation. Yeah. That's the problem. They make everything so incredibly modular on their end that you have to literally have a dissertation or write a dissertation on Apple products in order to replace anything. The screwdrivers you need to buy specifically if you want to replace, I don't know, something simple like a fucking battery on your laptop. And now they solder it to the motherboard, so you can't replace it. Whereas it was a seamless process that would cost you maybe $30 before. Now you have to take it to the specialist and he tells you, oh, no, it turns out that you got to do it this way. Same thing with that. How easy it is to get information from a hard drive, even if it's one that's gone through the ringer, you could still easily get information. There's software for that. There's even hardware for that. But no, you have to go through them, through their proprietary system. And now you're part of the ecosystem. Oh, you want a seamless communication between your laptop and well, now you have to be involved in Apple. You have to have an Apple laptop and a fucking Apple iPhone. So it's all designed for you to get into that. And it's reinforced, especially when you have an issue. You have to go in there and they just tell you, oh, no, well, in order for us to take it out of here, well, we got to put it somewhere. We're not just going to put it in a hard drive or send it to you. God forbid, send it to you on one of the 1,000 cloud platforms with 100 gigabytes. No. You got to buy another iMac. That's the way it works. You got to buy another glorified fucking monitor. Ugh, shaking out of anger. How could you even sleep at night with that next to you? Let's see. What's next to me? I don't know what's next to me unless you're referring to something that I said. Unless you're talking about me. How could you sleep at night knowing that I'm going to wake up in my own body? Let's see. I don't mean this as a joke. I'm just curious. Are you autistic? Oh, man. I think that's this one. Hold up.
Be better. Be better. Be better.
Be better. Be better, Finnegan. Oh, man. It does run in my family, though. I have an autistic younger brother, which is why anytime I get a comment on, I don't know, a fucking, what's this? I'm getting a call from Middletown, California. Let's pick it up and see what's going on here. Motherfuckers. I hate that. They call you to find out if, can we still have this phone on the whatever advertiser, whatever company I happen to have signed up for, sold my information to an advertiser, right? That's what they do. And now they call you and now they know, this phone is active, so you still want to keep it on your list. Motherfuckers. No, it runs in my family. Finnegan, but I don't think I'm autistic. The only thing that I have that is on the spectrum is the magic. That's the only thing that I would consider to be a part of the overall spectrum. But what I was going to complain about is that usually when I see the comments, like, for example, somebody on a fucking illusionist Instagram post that I made say, he doesn't know, he makes fun of people using the R word and he has no idea what it's like. I'm like, I know what it's like, buddy. Like, thank you. Do you? I'm sure you know very well what it's like to deal with that. I believe Apple products are fine for most people, especially when Android competitors are getting to the same pricing. However, a tech enthusiast and or computer scientist, I find them way too limiting. I agree. Everything was easier on an Android if you wanted to tinker. Right, I wanted to download an APK file, right? I had a hacked Spotify on my Android that I could just, I don't have to pay, and it just refreshed, so I could just listen to unlimited tracks without any ads. It was great. Here, I can't do that. I can't do that with this, but it is better for most people. I do agree with that. However, again, I did have screaming arguments, just like, what are you talking about? And he would say infuriating things like, you know that it's because poor people. Your Androids are for poor people and you just have a cheaper phone. They're more expensive than iPhones. I'm getting angry right now thinking about the argument. And I know that he was saying those things to get me upset, but I believe Android phones are more expensive than, even on average, than fucking iPhones. What do you have? There was one that was $2,000, the fucking whatever this phone was, and now it's becoming a normal thing to have a foldable phone. Those are like $1,500. Oh boy. What was the other? I know that I wanted to. There was a seamless Apple stuff. I didn't like that when I walked into the store. I didn't like the whole experience because it was too easy. It was too easy. That was my issue with it. I'm glad I brought that up because it reminds me of like 1984. Like when you walk in there, everything is too nice. They listen to you, right? Like whenever you say something, regardless of how dumb it is, they go, "Oh yeah, no, that's yeah, that's the." And it's like, no, disagree with me. I could have said anything and they would have agreed with me. I don't want that. I want to have a conflict. Like you walk into a Boost Mobile store. That's the general experience that I want. You walk into a Boost Mobile store and there's a fight going down. Somebody's being recorded on World Star, right? Somebody's recording a fight like this, right? That's how you know. That's what I want. I don't want a seamless experience like in the Apple store. Is Peter Turner an iPhone user or an Android user? He's an iPhone user. He's an iPhone user. And he looks like an iPhone user. I think that's, you could have guessed that. You didn't have to use your mentalism. Most people are iPhone users. I've been denied VAG because of the fact that I use an Android on these various dating apps like Tinder and Bumble. They just stop messaging me. Once, hey, let me get your number, whatever, right? You get the number, you exchange the digits, and then you don't get a respond. And then you realize, oh, it's because the thing isn't blue. It's because the message isn't blue or whatever the fuck it is on iMessage. So they realize, oh, this guy doesn't have an iPhone, so I'm going to stop talking to him, right? Because we had a very amicable chat usually on the other platform, right? On whatever it was, whether that was Tinder or Bumble. But then the moment we get the text, that's it. You just decide, oh, here and there, I'm done. Yeah, all right. I know exactly what it is. And you're a iPhone racist. You're an Android racist, rather. So I'm disgusted by that. Hi, everybody. Hi, Pig. Just joined the academy, so I'm back to a virgin now. Do I have to sign some papers? Luckily, there isn't any sort of release form for your virginity on the part of joining the academy. I do commend you for your joining, and I do welcome you. But it's a good virgin. It's a good type of virgin. The only bad type of virgin is if you're not part of the academy and you're still doing card tricks. Like, at that point, you're just wasting your time. That's when you're the bad virgin. You're a good virgin if you decide to join the academy, look at the lessons. We have backs and forths, right? That's when you're a good virgin. And that's the one that I recommend. So be better.
Be better. Be better.
Be a good virgin. Be a good virgin. But I was at the mall to get this phone, and I went to a couple stores, which is where I got this shirt. I got it at Spencer's, and I got scammed. I got scammed because I don't know why this. Okay, there you go. I got scammed because they had a sale, and I refuse to believe that even the gayest person would wear a shirt like this. I just have to mention that. I think that you could be the biggest gay in the planet, and you wouldn't wear a shirt like this. I think that might be my hypothesis. However, I saw it in the back of a Spencer's, and they had a buy one get one for $1 sale. So I go there, I buy it, right? All the shirts had like a tag that said $7. So I'm like, oh, buy one get one for fucking $1. So it's $8. I could do that for some shirts. It ends up costing me $25 for this shirt and a shirt that I wore in yesterday's video on the invisible deck, which I'm going to talk about a little bit here because this is the bad type of virginity. We're going to get into that particular comment that I saw on Facebook, but just atrocious. We got Top Notch coming back, hitting it hard. Top Notch is taking a break from having intercourse with hundreds of shotties to leave a super chat and says, good news, I do less magic and have more sex. You see how accurate I was there? You see how accurate I was with my assessment there? Even before I read the actual comment, I knew that it involved sex because I saw the little thing, 32. So I knew it was Top Notch, and I knew this guy's just busting everywhere. Busting literally everywhere. So I feel bad for you eventually when all the babies stop popping out. And then they start calling you and being like, hey, yo, Top, listen, you got to take care of this baby now. So that's when I'm going to feel bad for you. But for now, when you're just going through the process of the baby making, there's nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I would have said be better, but no.
Bing bong.
Bing bong. You deserve a bing bong for that, not a be better. After 6 years from your first video, how do you feel in your journey in the community? Well, it's almost been 6 years, right? It's almost been 6 years to the day. I keep getting pictures on my phone saying, hey, this is where you were 8 years ago. This is where you were 7 years ago. Let me put this down, by the way. I don't like that I'm holding it. So yeah, it's odd. Definitely, there are some disappointments. I'm not going to lie, right? The disappointments in, certain community interactions that I've had with people in Magic. That's a little bit disappointing, but for the most part, it's been great. I've been surprised as to the feedback that I've gotten from people that I've looked up to. Mind you, at my height, I look up to everyone, right? I look up because of the fact that I'm a short fuck. But I mean, you know what I mean, right? Looking up to people and they're messaging me and we have relationships now. We have communication, right? I like that. That's the part that I've never thought would have been a thing. I wish I had at least that silver play button, right? That's still a goal that I have. And the part that I want from that is I just want a video of me destroying it. I just want to get a video of me taking it out of the thing and just ruining it. But I still want to be able to do that. And in order to do that, I need to reach that 100K. So I'm kind of disappointed that even after 6 years, it's only been 55K on YouTube. But that's fine. That's okay. What? I can't do one video with a stupid idea. That's fine. That's okay. So that's my feelings. But I'm a fan of where it's come and where it's gonna go. Where it's gonna go. So I'm mostly content. This shirt may be a scam, but you know what's not a scam? The PigCake Magic Academy. Look at that. Shilling for me. I like that. Shilling for me. I don't even have to do the shilling anymore. Usually it's hard for me to have to come up with new, unique ways to shill, but not the case. That's not the case anymore, my friends. On this day 3 years ago, you spent $12.59 at KFC. Check the record. I would believe you. I would be inclined to believe you. Although I do think that you're banking on the fact that I'm probably not going to check for you to make that guess. Although 3 years ago, I probably would have been in a mental state to pay $12.59 at Kentucky Fried Chicken, which is just a terrible place. Maybe you've had good experiences there as a child, back when they used to have a full thing of corn and they used to have delivery. They used to actually have delivery back in the day through KFC. Now it's just a mess. Everything's soggy. It's nasty. It's just, you walk in there and it smells like ammonia. Like always. Like, are you hiding dead bodies here? Like, I get that you have to have a clean restaurant, but I don't want to smell ammonia. Gross. And the ones that you go to, they all have bulletproof glass. So you have to go to those areas in your neighborhood in order to partake in a Kentucky Fried Chicken. I lied. There's one nearby, and it's in a really good area. But overall, usually KFCs are in pretty bad areas. So you have to watch yourself. So is it worth that? Is it worth getting a pumpkin head to go to Kentucky Fried Chicken? That's a term I learned in Gangland, a TV show that used to highlight gangs and their terms. So pumpkinhead is a term that I learned from that. As much as it pains me to say, yeah, but in terms of security, Apple is much better. Yeah, it does pain me to read for you to say that, or it pains me to read that you said that, because that's very virgin-y. When people get in my car and can't use the aux because of their iPhone, I laugh. Yeah, I did realize that. You have to have, and Steve Jobs would have probably killed the individual that would have suggested that. Oh, what do you want? Oh, you want to have a thing that connects to your phone that has the aux cable? Yeah, okay. He would have taken him out back and shot him. I read his book after he died, and he wasn't a good guy. Steve Jobs was not a good guy, and he was also kind of an idiot because he wanted to juice cleanse his cancer away. What? Are you crazy? Yeah, let me just take some pomegranate to cure my pancreatic cancer. What the fuck? I believe Apple products are fine. I already read that one. Yes, Song Lyrics, Beach Boys. Still not my sister. Okay, says Ben Shapiro. I apologize. It's an unfortunate turn of events that you have that name. But alas, I'm still a fan of Abby Shapiro. This is what I was talking about, by the way, yesterday. I put a video on a Facebook post. Usually what I do is that I'll Google magic tricks and look up what's new, right? So I'll look up news and I'll sort by upload dates. And I'll do the same thing on Facebook just to see if what's going on, right? What are people talking about that's related to magic? And I know, very virgin-y, very word on my shirt, if you would, right? Very word on my shirt, you get it? It's a nice coy way of saying the word without saying the word, right? You know what I'm talking about. Bing, bing, bing.
Bing, bong.
Bing, bong. So then I look at Facebook and I see this post on this guy, Mark LaBelle. And it's a nice variation on the invisible deck where they're doing the work, right? And you could kind of see how he does it just based on what he shows. It's a very nice way of doing it. I have an idea similar to that in one of my notebooks where you have them spread the deck quickly, right? And they usually skip the first face down card. So you have them spread the deck quickly and you go, okay, great. Close up the deck and really imagine you taking that card and turning it over in the deck. Now spread the deck, but take your time. And when they spread the deck now, they're going to be more likely to see the face down card. So it's a very nice idea, very interesting, very novel, and not enough for virgins on Facebook. Not enough, because you see the responses and they just get aggressive. They just get aggressive defending the invisible deck. And I know this is going down a virgin-y path, but again, alas, this is a magic channel. So I do have to talk about things related to magic, unfortunately. And there was one in particular that just it got me peeved off. It didn't just get me to the point of actual clinical retardation, or the R word, as people on Instagram have called it, the R word. God, grow up. But here we have a post, a comment, a response, if you want to call it that. And let me show you what I'm talking about here. Let me go back here. Hopefully you see it, right? It's covered a little bit. It's covered a little bit here. But you could kind of get the gist of it. Pretty ironic, Aaron Hayes, that you think the OP's post wasn't belittling thousands of magicians. The original post, he just mentions it right there. It goes, why do invisible deck when you could get them to do invisible deck? And then a little emoji, right? It's a cute little thing. It's a nice little caption, whatever, right? It's obviously meant in jest, right? But we have Hyo Shin Kim that takes it just scientifically. The ellipsis, the unnecessary usage of the emoji. Oh shit, emoji. The sheer audacity, the call to video ID, the list goes on. And here's the part where I just went full retard, right? When I read this next paragraph, I don't understand what his point is. And I'm glad that you could see the whole paragraph there so you could kind of read along. But it says, the way he does clearly require sleight of hand and the usage of dexterity. There are many people who are new or disabled who want to share the love and joy of sharing magic to the audiences, but they cannot do the knuckle-busting moves that is required. So why not let the ones do ID their way, invisible deck, and not act like it's belittling to perform it without using, or perform it using gaff cards? Am I the only one here? Do you read that honestly? Do you read that honestly and think, yeah, I agree? How? How do you get to that point in life where you're thinking, wow, let me just stretch the fucking my stupid opinion as far as it could possibly go? What are you talking about? In order to do the invisible deck, you have to hold the cards in your hand and you have to spread them very lightly. And you have to make sure that when you get to the right position, you're going to spread those cards, splitting it. And then you're going to spread the rest of the deck, again, lightly. It does require a little bit of touch. It does require some sleight of hand. That's sleight of hand. If you're somebody who's disabled, you're not going to be able to do the fucking invisible deck. It's still, even if it's a gaff deck, it's not like the deck works itself. You're still going to have to handle the cards. So if you could ostensibly handle the cards, then you're probably going to be able to do the same method that was shared in the Facebook post. You're probably going to be able to do the same method. Probably. So then what do you gotta go? What do you have to stand on your little soapbox, Hyo Shin Kim, and say, why all the arrogance shown by the original post is unnecessary, and the lack of sympathy for those that have physical ailments and or obstacles? What, practice? What, to practice an art that's based on sleight of hand? What are you talking about? Are you having a fucking laugh? Am I the only one here? I want to know. I want to see if there's any comments on this, but I don't get it. I don't understand it. How could you post something like this with complete sincerity? I feel like I might say, somebody might see this, for example, and go, whoa, PigCake, what are you calling it? Saying retarded to have an opinion about disabled people? It's not about that. It's not. It's about how he's using it in this case, right? Saying that there are people that are disabled and have physical ailments that cannot perform sleight of hand. So they might resort to using gaff cards. But for here, in this example, the gaff cards that he's referring to uses an element of sleight of hand. So if you have a physical ailment, if you have a disability that impedes you from using your hands, you're going to be unable to perform the invisible deck. I think I've actually gone past the point of full retardation. And I've now fucking, what's it, Dragon Ball Z? I've gone Super Saiyan retard reading this. R-word, Super Saiyan R-word. Reading this, I can't believe this. So when I read this, I'm like, I have to make a video on this. I have to literally make a video on this, and hopefully people, I could spread the message here and show people that, well, there's a level in magic where you don't want to reach. There's a level of mental gymnastics that you never want to go even near as a normal, hopefully well-functioning individual. And this is it. This right here is it. Let me point it out correctly. This right here is it. I've read it multiple times, as I said in the video. I've read it multiple times, right? I've tried to step in his body, right? I've tried to step in his body as I go, all right, let me just see how I could work this with logic. And there's no way. There's no way, right? It's like saying, oh, the Svengali deck. You still need sleight of hand with the Svengali deck. The deck does most of the work, but you're still going to need to do the sleight of hand to show the deck and to cut the cards and to show the cards as one and to show the cards as a normal deck. So that's what I spent my afternoon yesterday just angry about. My goodness. Gutbuster Mike says dude was ready to die on that hill, and that wasn't his only response. He had several other responses, going back and forth, going, this is just ridiculous, and then saying the arrogance, and going on to pretty much operationally define what his post was. His post was a sentence, and Homeboy decided to write a dissertation on that one sentence that he did. Why do invisible deck when you could get them to do it? Emoji. And he just breaks it down. I was shooketh. I was offended. I rarely get offended, if at all. And there was one thing that offended me. If there's one thing that offended me, it's this. It's this, because it's insulting my eyes. Now I have to have that in my headspace and think, what was he talking about? What was this guy talking about with the invisible deck and people with physical ailments and obstacles, and they have no choice but to use the gaff version? Is a real shame. What obstacles, practice? It's a sleight of hand based art. It's an art based on sleight of hand, right? It's a performance art. If your ailment is, or your obstacle is that you haven't practiced it enough, well, then you should consider other avenues of work. And trust me, there are way better avenues of work than being a disgusting, lonely, virgin magician. There are many other avenues of work. So if I can move the rant in an interesting question, I'd say you could achieve an effect by using lots of different methods. Is it better to use a gimmick or sleight of hand? Does it actually make a difference to the spectator? It doesn't. It doesn't make a difference, because at the end of the day, the effect is what matters, right? What they remember. And if they remember spreading the cards and seeing that there was one face down card, they're going to remember that. Now, does it matter if it's more clean with the invisible deck, that you could spread the cards and show them? They could name it and you could spread the card. I don't think so. I think memory is very pliable, malleable, and you could manipulate the memory very easily. So most people are going to remember that, oh yeah, I named the card and the card is face down, right? So I'm pretty sure you could perform both versions of the effect the way that the original poster did here on this Facebook post, and you could do the invisible deck, give it maybe a week, and ask somebody what they saw, and it's going to be identical. I think that's going to be the case. It doesn't matter. It's just whatever is the easiest way to get to the effect, whether that's gaff or sleight of hand, it doesn't matter. But then you have virgins on the Facebook talk about, oh, they refuse to use gaffs. They don't want to use gaffs because that's not magic. It's not magic. It's just Deck's doing the work for you. I'm a purist. It's like you're a loser. You're a loser. Get pussy or dick. Or whichever one makes you happy. Get whichever one makes you happy. But please get something that's going to make you get out of the rut that you're in right now, calling yourself a purist. Oh, God, magicians are just the worst. And you wonder why, right? You wonder why there's such a negative opinion on magicians, because they're going to be posting stuff like that. Let's see. Francesco, the participants should be completely unaware of the method, so it doesn't matter, says Michael Lawrence. I agree with that point, right? Again, the method isn't really the focus, it's the effect. So if you do it correctly and you do it without any issue, then at the end of the day, the participants shouldn't really be thinking method. They shouldn't be thinking, oh, it's probably a special deck. They should just be focusing on the overall effect. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't fucking matter if you're using slide or gaff, but then for you to stretch that and say that, oh, now people that are disabled can't use the, you want them to not be able to use the fucking invisible deck. You say that your method is better. Oh, whoa, ableist. God. Whoa. Let's see what the other one here. I know that I want to go on a tirade on that. I saw Jurassic Park, by the way. If you have obviously opinions on this, please let me know here in the comments. If you agree with this fucking comment, if you agree with that comment, please come join. I'd love to have a conversation with you and find out what's going on, what's wrong with you, if that's the case. That'd be an interesting conversation. If you're this guy, I'd love to have a conversation with you that I'm sure would last about a minute until you're screaming at me, calling me an ableist. But whether or not that's the case, I'd still like to have a talk and figure out what went wrong. So if that's the case, please, let's talk. I would love to find out what's wrong with you. Where did Daddy touch you? Right? I could show you where Daddy didn't touch me, because Daddy wasn't there to touch me. He wasn't there to touch me, which arguably I think is worse, because then you get jealous when your friend's like, yeah, I just had breakfast with my dad. I'm like, oh, whoa, dude, that's nice. Must be nice. Did you guys have like a nice conversation about where your life is going, right? Did he give you advice because he was in that same position when he was your age? Oh man.
Be better.
Wait.
Okay, let's go.
Even that kid has a father to share his awkwardness with. God. Daddy issues. I think that's what it's boiling down to. I think it boils down all of this to my daddy issues. Let's see. Your magical suffer. Colbane. Stu, probably try doing a brainwave without a brain. Is sleight of hand offensive to people who can't do it? Oof. Yeah, we've come to another layer, a golden ratio of retardation, as I call it. Is sleight of hand magic offensive to those that cannot do sleight of hand? Yes. To people like Hyoshin Kim, it's offensive because apparently if you use a method that involves a little bit of sleight of hand and you dare question the sanctity of the invisible deck, then you deserve to, I don't know, be taken out back and shot, and to have your entire magic career questioned. Like, come on. I'm glad my dad wasn't there. He might have touched me. Close shave. Yeah, but my dad, he's an Egyptian man, right? He wouldn't show me how to do clean fades like I give myself, right? He wouldn't show me the cool stuff. He probably would have told me as to the downsides of eating pork. So maybe it's a good thing that I was raised exclusively by my mother and my grandmother, who I do recall at one instance, my grandmother said, hey, go get me that belt. And then I asked her why, and she said, so I could beat you with it. That's nice. But it made me the man that I am today. So I appreciate it. In a Latin American household, child services is not a thing, right? That's an exclusively white thing. Like, oh, I'm going to call child services. What? Oh, sorry. It's called discipline, my friend. It's called teaching you a lesson. You did something dumb, and here's the consequence for doing something dumb. So that's in a white household. That's call child services. Protect this precious child, and you hit him with a belt. Oh, God, the audacity of this woman to hit this poor child with a belt. Oh, we need to get his parents arrested. You can suck at sleight of hand and still perform it. Look at me, for example. I suck. Well, I did see that video that you sent me with what has to be the greatest side steal I've ever seen. I'm sorry to get really virgin-y. This is a really virgin-y episode. But you sent me a video, and I don't even know if it was a top palm, but you palmed the card like this, essentially. Like this. Like you did one of these. You pretty much held the card. And they still didn't see it, which lets you know as to the power of alcohol when it comes to performances. You want them liquored up. I was contemplating having a beer, but I realized, like, what's Elizabeth Warren? I'm going to have a beer, right? I was contemplating having a beer, but it's too early. 11 o'clock, I feel like I would have to have it with some sort of burger. That's acceptable. But if I'm having a beer at 11 o'clock in the morning, things are wrong. That's why I miss the old ham radio shows, because we used to do them in the late afternoon. So I used to do those hammered, plastered, after drinking God knows how much. And it shows. It showed in those videos. And it didn't help that my cohort, my partner in crime, was the absolute worst at doing anything that involved producing a live stream. Oh, hey, let me go to a website. Let me take 5 years and then be loud about it. Let me chew. Let me tap the mic because it's funny, like make weird noises. God. So I literally had to be demolished in order to go through those. But it was a fun time. Hopefully we could do some more soon. But Daniel seems to be a working man now. So unfortunately, he doesn't have he had the time before to do it. He just didn't want to do it. Now he doesn't have the time. So I'm sure he's going to be less inclined to want to do them. But that's okay. That's a good thing. You still got PigCake Lives. You still got these, baby.
Bing bong.
You still got these, son. Right? So don't stop complaining about ham radio. You got pig radio. Some mothers were meant to bring up legends on their own. There you go. Right? Especially with the other part too is that my grandmother would be offended when we didn't wish her happy Father's Day, because she's like, yo, I'm your dad. Like, I'm your dad. Like, I'm offended that you guys didn't consider me your dad, because what did he do? He didn't raise you. I raised you. So it's always fun in a Latin American household. I imagine it's very similar with other cultures, but they take it up a notch, especially the Cubans. The Cubans don't understand volume control. They don't understand any sort of modesty, right? They don't understand any of that. You could have a beer with lunch. If you're drinking before, you have a problem. I used to, there's a restaurant. That's a bar, mostly a bar that happens to be a restaurant. And I went there once because they had a nice lunch special. The lunch starts at 10, right? But they had a really good special. There are people at the bar at 10 o'clock with drinks in their hand. Not just beer, like shots and fucking liquor at 10 in the morning. What are you doing with yourself? And then I would go to a bar maybe later at night, and you would see them there still drinking. What? What are you working? What line of work do you do where you could have that lifestyle? And it's definitely not a long-lasting lifestyle. Massive respect to your mom and man. Oh, mom and nan. There you go, right? R.I.P. R.I.P. the OG grandma. My mom's still kicking with her crystals, so she's still doing it. Pepsi addict, have you tried the new Nitro Pepsi? I have a can in my fridge, but I haven't tried it yet. I'll tell you why I haven't tried it. Because it has, I believe, 120% of your daily sugar limit. So it has 120% of your daily value of sugar. So I said no thank you to that. It also has, it's like 210 calories. So if you drink it, you're fucking done, essentially. I can't have any fruit for the rest of the day. I can't have anything that has sugar, which is everything. Like, what is that? I have to pretty much just hate myself that day. or have a tremendous workout and then ruin it with that. Because it's not like it's leading to anything. It's just literally empty calories. Whereas this, look at this, caffeine-free Diet Coke. I'm having a government mind control potion. That's what this is. But at least I'm not getting fat from it, right? At least I'm not gaining weight from it. And yeah, you could have the argument of aspartame and how it tricks your body, and then you produce more, whatever. I don't care, all right? 0 calories at the end of the day. That's 220 calories and about 65 grams of sugar. So I don't care if you have a new nitro technology in that shit. I don't want it. Pepsi addict. So I'm offended as to your questioning. I don't have any Pepsi products in my refrigerator. I refuse to have any PepsiCo products. This is really distracting, isn't it? There's more to the shirt, by the way. It says gay in the streets, and then it says gay in the sheets. So I'm that for both of those. I'm that for both of those. $25. Now, the worst part about that is that I'm very cheap. I'm extremely cheap. But did this freeze? I really hope that it didn't freeze. I'm sorry you're going to have to hear this, but you're going to have to hear this. Okay, there you go. Sorry, I had to reset the video drivers there. But I'm very cheap, right? So I don't buy stuff unless it's extremely discounted, and there's going to be a chance that I'm not going to be able to buy it again, right? So I'm very cheap. So there's a hat that I saw that I probably would have worn every day. I would have gotten my mileage on. It was a Budweiser hat. I love Budweiser merch. I have several lines of Budweiser merch, shirts, tank tops. I don't have shorts. I think I don't have a hat, but I wanted a hat, and I saw the perfect hat, but it was $25. I'm like, no, that's too expensive. I don't want that. I'm not going to get that hat, even though I'd wear it every day. I'm not going to get that hat. $25 for a hat? That's ridiculous. But then I go to Spencer's, and I see that they have a buy one, get one for $1 sale. So I go, oh, let me get one. Oh, the shirts are all $7. I'll just buy a shirt and get another one for $1. And then the girl ringing me up, she was kind of mumbling, so I didn't really hear it when she said the price. And then when I step out the store and look at the receipt, $25 for this shirt and the other shirt that you saw in yesterday's video. Shirts that I'm never going to wear. So I could have gotten the hat for ostensibly that price, and instead I ended up wasting it. And I know what you're going to say. You're going to say, oh, you should have returned it. No, because I don't return things. I learned my lesson. Okay, when I buy something and it doesn't work or it doesn't fit, that's a lesson to be learned. All right, and the lesson is maybe next time you should try it on. Maybe next time you should look at the receipt. Maybe next time you should look at the actual tag before you assume that this shirt was going to be the same price as the other. So I took it as a lesson learned, and unfortunately as $25 hit. So I got these 2 shirts now that I got to wear. I got to make use of them. I could have had a cool hat. I could have had a cool Budweiser hat, like a nice high quality hat. No, instead, now I have a shirt that says suck off in Subway font and a shirt that says gay in the sheets, gay in the streets. So I hope you guys learned my lesson and you live vicariously through me. And you actually take the time to look at the receipt and look at the tag and actually do your due diligence and not just make assumptions, because then you could end up with essentially a shirt that the other shirt I can't wear. This one I could definitely wear in this month, right? I could go along with it. Still kind of in your face though, I gotta say, still in your face, but they're essentially unwearable. Hope it's pink. Chris Ramsey hats are $25. Well, hats to produce are pretty expensive. At least from what I've seen. Like if I want to go through the website that I go through, the hats, the base price is pretty expensive. Like an idiot on some of the merch that I have on there, I get like $2 profit because I didn't do it correctly. I didn't do it like Ramsey did it, where he actually makes a correct profit. But the hats, 25 is if you want to make some profit, that's reasonable, unfortunately, with some of these services. Now, to actually make the hat, no, definitely not. The markup is ridiculous. But $25 for a hat seems to be the base, at least now, with inflation. According to New York Post, bear market has economy running scared. Inflation. And there's all these fun talks. Anytime you read any one of these, you just sweat profusely. Reach 1,000 What? Says Lowell, Stu Batman. I don't know what you're talking about there. Reach 1,000 using number 8 times. Okay, is that one of these little like, oh, hey, let's play Nim. Let's play one of these fucking, what's the name of that bar? Not Barstool. God, I can't believe it. Brian Brushwood. Scam School. Let's play one of these little scam school scams that you do at a bar to try to get a 5 in bed, right? To try to wed a 6. You marry a 6, right? You marry a 7, a good 7, right? I think that's the goal in life. And hopefully through Scam School, you could do that through puzzles and little bar bets. One thing that you did to me is to open my eyes. Now I can never not notice when people aren't looking at their camera. I'm looking every once in a while, by the way, at the monitor because I want to make sure that it's still active and not frozen. But look at the fucking camera. I don't understand what the difficulty in that is. And every time you see a picture now, right, you see a fucking picture and the person's looking aside and they're looking and you realize, no, they're looking at themselves. Look at the little button. Look at the little button there, right? That's what you want to look at. You want to look at the little hole there. That's what you want to look at. And you're going to have the best pictures. And you're going to actually interact with your audience. You're not doing this full of shit thing where I'm just here. Oh, let me talk to myself. What? Although FaceTime does this creepy thing now that I've noticed, that if you are looking at yourself, which is what you often do when it comes to a video chat, it moves your eyes. So it digitally alters your eyes so it looks at the actual lens. What the fuck kind of 1984 technology is that? It digitally alters your eyes to look at the lens. We don't need that. But for most people that are vain, that does at least have a little bit of improvement, even artificially, where now it makes it that you're looking at the camera. But just look at the camera. Every time I see a live stream or some sort of a video on Instagram and I see them looking at themselves, I'm like, you're so full of shit. You are unbelievably full of your own ego that you can't help but want to look at yourself, right? Just do it multiple takes, but look at the camera. Don't look at the monitor. That's my, I hate pet peeves, but that's my pet peeves. That's my, my massive pet peeve. One, okay, that's one. Sorry, I reread that one. Love Scam School, but been going on a bit boring lately. I haven't seen the videos in a bit. I like the Modern Rogue stuff. He hit me up a while ago. We're supposed to get on a show together. We're supposed to do it. And I messaged him last November, actually. This is last November. Because I remember I was questioning whether or not I needed to get a hernia fixed. And it turns out it wasn't a hernia. It was a strained groin that I didn't let heal. So that's what it was. And I was like, oh, no, man, listen, I'm worried about this. But once I get this taken care of, let's link up again. But I wanted to do something with him in Texas. But that kind of fell through, right? Have you heard about the new C11 bill for Canada that's going to mess up Canadian YouTubers? I saw briefly some things on that, but I saw that it involved Canada. So I'm like, I'm good. I'm good. I'm fine. I don't want to learn about Canada has produced a couple good things, right? Celine Dion is one. Drake is another. That's about it, man. That's about it. I'm sorry. Canada doesn't really produce a lot of good for me personally. Maybe a couple songs of the Biebs, of Justin Biebs, right? That's about it. But then the rest is what? It's complaints. It's bitching. It's talking down to us, right? Oh, Canada, they must be polite. No, Canadians are not polite. I don't know why that stereotype came up of, oh, Canada, they must be polite. Canadians are not polite. Canadians are like us. They're rude. They're a piece of shit. And they think they're better than you. What? Your prime minister is a male model. Like how? I don't get it. Then again, we have a... Look at ours.
Be better. Be better. Be better.
Be better. Be better. If it makes you feel better, at least you're not Johnny. His platoon got trapped. They starved and thirst for months, and they did a kangaroo court. Now he's in a fake country in Ukraine with a death sentence. I don't know who Johnny is. I don't know who Johnny is. Jim Carrey, sorry, is another person. I skipped him. He's been a little loony as of late, but in my head, Jim Carrey only exists between the times of 1991 to 1999. with his many works there, including Liar Liar, that taught me how to curse in Spanish. I'd put the movie in Spanish, but I put the captions in English, and I would learn words. Like, oh, dick is verga. I didn't know that, but I learned it through watching that movie. So that movie taught me how to curse. But I didn't know about that Canada thing, but I know that a lot of people were kind of flipping out and losing their minds as to that. But what is it? If you don't mind explaining it to me, even though I have the ability to look it up, right? Maybe I should do that. Maybe I should look it up myself. Pig cake, a pig that's a cake, or a cake that's a pig. I believe it's a cake that's shaped like a pig. If you look at the original logo, it's a cake, but it's shaped like a pig. I wanted it to be a pig taking a piece of himself out, right? So the original logo, as I told my partner in crime, is partner in crime sounds gay. So the person that designed my logo, right? Let's clarify that. Not that there's anything wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. So I told him, oh, I want like a cute pig, but he's taking a slice of himself and he's a cake, right? That's what I wanted the logo to be. And he said, all right. And then he showed me his, he goes, all right. And said, fuck that. And then made the logo that I used for the channel, which I thought was infinitely better, which is a pig cake. So a cake that looks like a pig. Although technically, if it's still a pig and he's taking a piece of himself, it's always going to be a cake, right? He's always going to be some form of cake. So, yeah, there you go. To answer that weird query. Let's see. C11 Canada YouTube. Let's see what this is. What it means for creators and discoverability. YouTube Bill C11 could regulate user-generated content. Let's see what this says. Ottawa. YouTube has warned that cooking videos made in people's kitchens and other home videos would be regulated by an online streaming law, despite assurances from its heritage minister that this will not happen. Speaking for the first time, I'm sorry that I'm reading this, but I kind of want to learn what it's about. The issue of whether or not the bill covers user-generated videos likely to be closely discussed by MPs with the proposed legislation, which is passing through Parliament. Okay. The online streaming bill contains a clause excluding from regulation videos uploaded by a user for other users to watch. It's followed by qualifying clauses that say the Canadian Radio, Television, and Telecommunications Commission can make regulations to programs which YouTube claims would give the regulator the discretion to scope to oversee a wide range of content, including home videos. So they told that if the government wants an option to regulate YouTube videos, that would be a conversation we need to have. What does that even mean? That might be the dumbest thing. That might be the dumbest thing. But you know what? Makes sense. Makes sense. When is your cosplay of Mick Foley going to be going to end with a haircut? You know, I used to be obsessed with Mick Foley. Read all his books when I was younger in 5th grade. Read all his stuff. His books were great because you didn't necessarily have to be a wrestling fan to go through his autobiography. It was very well written, very well done, because I believe he was an English major, so he had the vernacular, right? But that's an insult. That's an insult. I guess I do have the long hair and the BTK glasses. I was just watching a documentary on BTK, and I realized, hey, man, why did you partake in the glasses of people, of the stereotypical, people of the stereotypical notion that they like kids, right? And I thought, oh, you know what? I like the way they look. Is that the worst part? Is that how it starts? Is that the way it starts? Time to delete the PigCake Cooking Academy. Well, yeah, that will never have been a thing, because my cooking is essentially frat bro cooking, right? I cook things like a gym douchebag, even though I'm not a gym douchebag. So I only eat like chicken, eggs, corn, broccoli, fucking. Right now I've been ingesting pounds of protein powder. I bought a fat one, right? So I've been eating that. I had a pre-workout for the first time in a long time, maybe a week ago. And I realized it's crack cocaine. It's crack cocaine. You take it, and then you have essentially 200 milligrams of caffeine to your face and a bunch of other stuff that does weird tingly shit. So I could see why all these gym bros are hocked up on fucking pre-workout, even though I'm taking it with modulation, right? Maybe once or twice a week, right before workout. Here you go. Not, oh, let me take it 2 times a day. What am I trying to fucking be Mr. Olympia? That's what I don't understand about the majority of individuals. I do get you want to be healthy, you want to be fit, you want to look good, but you don't gotta fucking be a bodybuilder. If you're working at T-Mobile, again, that's a Dane Cook joke, but it's factual, right? If you're a magician, why do you got to be jacked? You don't got to be jacked. Just be fit, work out, look good. But the fucking, oh, let me just build 30 pounds of extra lean muscle. What are you doing with yourself? Unless you're doing that. Then if you're Mr. Olympia, if you're trying to be an actual bodybuilder, then yeah, okay. But if you're doing something else and that's just how you work out, I think you're pushing it a little bit too much. I don't think that is the type of cooking that they are talking about. Maybe we're talking about the cooking of the meth variety, but I don't think Canada's big on meth. For my next trick, I'll make my name disappear from this register. PigCake. I don't know why there's fucking honking going on. I do have an influx of new neighbors, which I'm probably going to have an entire stream dedicated to that. But I hear weird honking, and I don't like that. Opinion on Harry Lorraine's Great Divide. Is that like a separation? That's what it sounds like. I don't remember that one in particular. The Great Divide. Why don't switch? Why is this doing that? I don't recall that one in particular. It sounds very familiar though. Let's see. The other side of Australia, says Francesco. I guess you're talking about where you're from. Oh yeah, I remember the hernia. Yeah, that was a dumb period in my life where I thought I had a hernia for approximately 2 months. I didn't work out because I didn't want to strain it. I didn't eat right either. So I ate like shit. And then eventually I finally went to the doctor and he called me an idiot. And then I got a second opinion and she called me an idiot. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I might be an idiot. And then my fucking blood came back and it was high cholesterol. And then obviously the thing on my nuts was a groin strain. Not stretched groin or whatever it was that I never let heal properly. So every time I would put force, it would strain it. And I thought it was a hernia. So what it was a self-fulfilling prophecy. So then by that, then my cholesterol got a little bit high. And then my fucking, I essentially got big because I didn't work out and I ate like shit. And then I realized, no, this is dumb. And then since then, your boy's lost 15 pounds. Gotten fit, right? So it's possible, right? You can fucking just flex out. Hold up. Oh. Whew. Oh, man. Wouldn't that be great? What would happen if I pass out? Like during a live stream? Somebody would have to call me. I'm sure somebody watching probably has my number, right? They would have to call me profusely or call my landlord and say, hey, go check on him. I think he's dead. And it would just be here broadcasting. I don't know why I find that concept hysterical. Of just literally just fucking passed out. I can't do anything. But it's still playing live. Like it's not going to stop because I'm passed out. Unless I press shift and 0 as I pass out, which I'm not going to do. So I think that actually might be funny. I've got something similar in my hip flexor. You should shape your screen while looking at the Great Divide so you could react to it and will enjoy. Denny's at work, Stu, so if I call him, he's going to bitch. Pass out like you did when you got a tattoo. Well, I passed out like a bitch when I got that tattoo, and it's one of my biggest regrets, and I've mentioned this many times. I wish I would have passed out just fucking falling. Like I would have just dropped, and that would have been way better. But instead, I gingerly got down from the seat. I calmly closed my eyes, and then I started leaning on somebody's leg, right? And then I had a whole dream. I was in, Miami. I was doing my own shit. I was having an entire dream. And then I come to and I'm like, oh, I'm still dreaming. Whoa, where am I? And then I realized, no, you're in fucking England. You're in Blackpool. You're on somebody's lap. Wake up. And of course, I got subsequently, summarily, and rightfully laughed at by everybody within a 10-mile vicinity that I passed out. It would be funny. Dude, wake up. Stop being a pussy. That's what I got. Yeah, dude. You fucking passed out. You're a pussy. It was on the ankle bone. Okay. It was aggressive. It was hard. It hurt. Felt like a steak knife going through my fucking ankle. All right, motherfuckers. I remember I got a DM from one of these fucking cunts. It's like, I heard you passed out. I'm like, yeah, I put it out on video myself, you cunt. Yeah, I know. I know I passed out. I put the video out. Fuck. Stupid. But yeah, that was a terrible experience. And then I subsequently got other tattoos. Right? I got my I haven't done my standard basic magician tattoos, which I will never fucking do. You could take me on that. I will never do that. Of getting a basic bitch, like, oh, let me just get a playing card or your card or like something related to like fucking the suits. Let me get the suits. Club, heart, spade, diamond on my knuckle. And then show anybody, again, within a 10-mile vicinity that I don't know the shape of a vagina. Is it a square? Is it a rhombus? Is it a trapezoid? The division of color is done using an out jog. Simple but effective as hell. Oh, okay. You're talking about that particular move. Yeah, okay. I like the other ones. I like the Leonard Green separations better than that. He has a couple that are good. I like the coaling ones, right? The spread coal ones. There are too many complicated ones. Just the coal one is the easiest one. It's the simplest one. I agree. But yeah, I did get a lot of, dude, just stop being a pussy, man. Get a butterfly on the lower back with an arrow pointing down saying free. Well, the worst part is that there's a new tramp stamp. I don't know if you've seen this, but the new tramp stamp is the under boob one. So girls have migrated from the lower back tattoo, which I think is the worst tattoo that you could possibly get on a female. A female's back is the most beautiful thing in the planet. You're going to ruin it by getting a fucking, somebody's name essentially as a target on your back. Come on, be better.
Be better. Be better.
Be better, right? So now they've moved it to right underneath the underboob. That's a new tramp stamp. Not a fan of that at all. Not a fan of that one bit. I've seen it and whatever, right? Okay, you do you, but you're ruining your perfectly natural, beautiful, supple skin with what a fucking an eagle. I don't want to be thinking of eagles when I'm going to Pound Town, you know? Go a one-way trip, Pound Town, my friend. Hey, let me buy that ticket. The Pound Town. Is Jackhammer City open for business? I guess not. With that tattoo. God. When you did that bit where you snuck into Blackpool in a box, did that person at the start of the video actually prevent you from going into the convention? Well, I had a couple different bits that I wanted to do, right? And unfortunately, I kept getting drunk. And also, Peter's not good when it comes to productivity. I've realized that because I kept telling him, like, hey, Peter, we need to shoot this video. And he goes, lad, it's the first day. Relax. We got 3 days. Right? And then the second day comes around. He's like, lad, you got time. It's fine. Chill, relax. You enjoy yourself. And then we ended up shooting the shit on the third day of the convention. I'm like, fuck, come on, bro. We need to shoot this. You know, want to justify illusionists essentially fly me out here. So yeah, he was terrible when it came to productivity. But my goal was I wanted to actually sneak into the convention. I wanted to actually go in there without purchasing a ticket. Luckily, it was reimbursed. But because I'm like Magic Live, like I wasn't gonna buy a ticket for Magic Live, and I fully planned to sneak in to that convention. But no, we told her. Sorry to ruin the magic, but we're like, hey, we're doing a video. Do you mind just not letting me inside? Do you mind not letting me inside the convention? And she goes, oh yeah. And she did great. She did phenomenal. So I thought that was a very funny little back and forth we had. There was one guy, kind of an asshole, that ruined the shot. Who was there on his phone like this. It's a fucking phone zombies. I hate fucking phone zombies. Look up. If there's something going on around you, look up. See what's going on. I don't know how many times I see people, even I took the metro to the mall the other day, just, right? I heard there was a loud noise outside. Nobody looked up. Nobody looked up from their fucking phones because they're so invested in how tall is Bon Jovi. Or, oh my God, a fucking Amber Heard. You need to be aware of your surroundings. So there was one person that got in the shot there and he's just there like on his phone. I'm like, you see things are happening here, buddy. Like, you see things are happening. Why don't you look up from your phone? And he didn't look up from his phone once. So if you look at that video, there's that one guy. And it didn't ruin the shot, but it annoyed me looking back on it, being like, what are you... Buddy, we're trying to do a video here, and we're even if, let's say you didn't know that we're doing a video, right? And you thought genuinely that she wasn't letting me go into the convention. You're still there with your dick deep on your phone. Look up, be aware of your surroundings. And then they complain, oh, I got robbed. Yeah, I wonder why you got robbed. Maybe because you were looking at your rectangle of death, you fuck. I'm sure that she doesn't want to go to Pound Town and think about real tattoos. Yeah, that is true. That is true. She doesn't necessarily want to go to Pound Town and be like, oh, small tattoo and smaller tattoo? Whoa, you make good life decisions, right? Whoa, meaningful tattoo? I hope you don't have another tattoo, right? Maybe you should get a real tattoo. Oh, I do. I do have a... The worst part is that now every time it's come up, it's been like a routine, right? People are like, oh, do the whole thing. Do the whole thing. The people that already know about the tattoos that I have, they go, do the whole thing with the tattoos. Do the whole thing. I'm like, I don't talk about it that way. Fuck. I'm going to have to get laser removal because you've ruined it by calling it a thing. Those are the ones that get that robbed blind by bad pickpockets. That is true. Or people that just grab their shit out of their fucking hand. Like, what do you... Just look up every once in a while. And I find myself like that every once in a while, just looking down. But in my own home, right? I'm looking down. I'm distracted by Instagram or TikTok. I would never in a million years cross a fucking street while looking at my phone. I don't care if it's my right of way. I don't care if it's, oh, the little white guy is telling me that I could cross, which is racist, by the way. Why is he a white guy? Why is that a white guy telling me that I could cross? Think about that. But I would never, because people are idiots. They'll cross on you. The other day I was crossing the street. Some Mercedes just comes in and runs the red. And I go, hey, buddy, ever heard of red lights? No? Oh, okay, because you're paying $1,200 a month on a fucking lease for an S-Class. You think that red lights don't apply. All right, okay, just wanted to make sure. If I was following by my right of way, I would have gotten hit by a car. And I should have, now in hindsight. I'm sure he has the insurance. Your boy would have made it out big. You would immediately know because I would have a fucking fat chain. I would have a fat chain here. So you would know if I got hit by a car with decent insurance. I got to see you, Mark. Thank you for joining. This was a definite hot one. Those people already read that one. Checking messages. Hope you make it to Blackpool. Maybe. We'll see. Right? We'll see. Although here's the thing that I've realized. It's cheaper to go to fucking England than it is to go to fucking Vegas. It's cheaper. So for the money that I would have spent going to Vegas, it would have been cheaper just to fly back to England. So maybe I might do that. I might just do that. Although now I know my way around. So instead of getting a connecting flight, I'll just go to London and then take the train. That's the simplest solution to things, as opposed to having the complication of what it was last time. It was a fucking nightmare. I've mentioned my getting out of England being ridiculous. I had a very negative interaction with a TSA guy, the fucking full of shit douchebag. And I had to, after that whole journey of having to go through the subway, not knowing where the fuck I am, having to connect, and then, oh man, the plane leaves in 50 minutes. I have to figure this out. Oh, the plane leaves in 30 minutes. The line is out the door. Whoa, that was not, I would not want to redo that day. And I know it's first world problems. It's first world problems. But to me, it was an endeavor. And the fact that I was on the plane, it was a definite relief. Let's see. The night flight deck allows to divide the reds and blacks by just looking at the backs of the cards. It will be my next purchase. I mean, that's most every mark deck, technically, right? You could just look at the back. Oh, it's a heart or diamond. Put it this way. It's a club or spade this way. So most decks do have that. Casinos here are cheaper unless you lose. That's the other part. You guys have casinos. But in Vegas, though, those casinos are designed to keep you enticed, right? In England, I can't imagine that they're just there for, like in Vegas, let me give you the example, right? Here in Miami, we have some casinos. But every time you go to the casinos, it's people gambling to pay the rent. right? It's not people gambling for fun. Vegas people gamble for fun. Yes, you do have people gambling like, oh man, I really need to pay the rent, right? Some people are that, but the majority of people are gambling recreationally. In England, I imagine people are gambling for the purpose of rent as well. They're like, oh shit, I hope they don't cut off the power, right? Here, it's kind of sad because you see them. You go to the casino, and a new device is contributing to your location history. Isn't that always great? Right? Hi, you have turned location history on. I don't like it when I get random emails telling me like, hi, a new device has been registered. I'm like, what device are you talking about? That was a week ago. What device are you talking about now? Oh, okay, that's cool. There's somebody in India is trying to activate an iPhone in my name. That's great. Good to know. Really hope that doesn't affect my credit score. If you go to England, you could sneak out and take a road trip in Europe. You plan it right with camping. It could be dirt cheap, right? Yeah, I know. England was relatively decently priced when I went. I was expecting to drop a fat one when it came to certain things. But no, it was actually very reasonably priced. Even with the conversion of pound to dollar, it was still pretty reasonable, which I found very astonishing. And then I realized, no, Miami is very expensive. That's what it is, my friend. You live in one of the more expensive cities in the States because of retardation. And especially now, what's happening now is great because everybody's moving in here from their ridiculously priced places like New York, California, and they're raising up the price of everything. So, great. Good to know that we're just getting pounded on all sides, right? We're just getting fucking just jackhammered by all sides. But is that the stream? I think that might be the stream. I think that might be it. We've had a good conversation about a lot of things. Let me see. Spencer's shirt, Invisible Deck, Jurassic Park. I don't know if I mentioned that. I watched the movie. It was terrible. It was fucking stupid. I don't understand what the point of the movie was. The guy, first of all, the main bad guy, I've never seen more of a bitch as a bad guy. Like, usually they're supposed to be cynical and they're supposed to be bad. This guy was just like Tim Cook. He was the CEO of Apple, essentially. Very soft-spoken. Oh, we got to find these guys. Oh, we got to get them. Oh, man. Oh, my entire company's coming to shambles. Oh, shucks. What? So the movie was just garbage. It didn't make any sense. The fucking pterodactyls are catching up to, Chris Pratt. And then they're fighting against dinosaurs. They're fighting dinosaurs. And then he does this. This is enough to stop dinosaurs right here. Every fucking 5 seconds in a movie is just this right here. This is what you'd be paying money to watch. A guy do this to fucking dinosaurs. So my PigCake review is don't watch it. It's fucking terrible. It gets half a IKEA seat out of 10. He does this to a T-Rex at some point. He puts his hand on a T-Rex. The apex predator just puts his fucking hand out there. Just nope, T-Rex. No, I'm gonna stop you with my hand and my human intuition. I'm gonna stop you with that. Waste of time. I did want to mention Catfish. I've been watching Catfish religiously recently, and it's made me hate people, right? I know the show's fake for the most part, especially when you look at the editing of the show. You could see sometimes that there's a discrepancy in time and certain things that happen, like the people's clothes, for example. You see that sometimes it changes and you go, what's going on here, right? But it just makes me want to be the part of the next pandemic. Like, it makes me want to help them with the next pandemic because of just how shitty people are. I don't get it. And then some of the people on the show, it's obvious that they're doing it for clout, but I think I might just have an entire live stream dedicated to Catfish. Just the worst fucking show. And Neve, the host, he's also like this arrogant dude. Like, he kind of smells his own farts. He's the sort of guy that is just the most uppity on himself. So it's just a weird combination. But I still watch it just to see the cesspool of society. But you know what? That's the stream, my friends. Probably doing Sunday. Probably will do one on Sunday. So keep those notification bells. Lord knows those work, right? Those work extraordinarily well. But I'll do one Sunday. Maybe I might do one on the scene Sunday. Who knows? But hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you guys for sticking around and hearing a grown man ramble about things like the invisible deck and people complaining about sleight of hand in an art that's essentially 99% all sleight of hand. You fuck. I got the most virginy of anger there, but you guys hopefully enjoyed that virginity. I don't know how to end this. Oh boy. Don't be a soft swinger. Don't be a soft swinger, right? Like I mentioned earlier in the stream. Don't be a soft swinger. Soft swingers are worse than full swinging. We don't go all the way. We stop short of intercourse. That's probably worse. So don't be a soft swinger. Go all the way.